to week 4 of the People's Game Day. I'm joined by Josh, the big man, Borm, Lane, the always carnivore man of the hour, Malay, and Jordan Newworth. Guys, we got to go back to last week. We had a little bit of a mishap.
Josh, Betty.
Biddy.
Duke loses this week to Syracuse.
Nope.
That's my bet.
But, all right, I'm in. Let's bet.
That's it.
Borm and his beloved Duke Blue Devils.
Titans.
Lane, why don't you tell us what your week is this week with your shot of the week here?
Well, first and foremost, I'll do my shot. I don't have Fireball, but I do have Montana Honey Moonshine that I will dip into here. It's kind of a big one, so there we go.
Look, he's drinking tonight.
I'll give you a big one.
Sorry.
What did we make it? 45 seconds? Take it down, Taylor.
All right. So my bet this week, I really need a turnaround here. I've lost every friggin' week. Dallas. This one's for you, buddy. I bet you that Patrick Mahomes throws under 300 yards against the Bills this week.
Oof. I'll take that. I'll take
Okay.
that bet gladly. And enjoy week 5 because you better pick another one because you're going to be drinking again. You're going to be drinking again, old buddy. All right, now let's go.
I'm sure.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Let's go through the shame shots, Bormy.
Yeah, so we're 3 weeks in, this being week 4, we've all made some pretty cold takes. So we're going to pay for our sins here. I'll start by saying I was way too high on Auburn. They're not very good. They should have lost. They did lose to Arkansas. They got kind of bailed out. So for thinking Auburn was going to win the West, sorry.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Shame!
Shame.
For shame.
Shame.
Deserve that. Hey, Jordan.
Jordan, you're kind of up here, Biddy.
Oh, did you say I'm supposed to go?
No, he didn't. He was fucking around with his dog.
Jordan, you go. Jordan, what's your shame of the week? Thanks, Biddy.
My shame of the week is that I picked Tennessee to upset Georgia, and they went into halftime making me feel like I was on top of the world. And then they buried me.
What the fuck are you drinking out of?
It's a shot glass. Yeah, he poured it in a shot glass.
Hey,
Oh,
The guy wearing a Diamondbacks hat is talking shit. Let's just acknowledge that.
yeah, let's just move on. Tennessee
All right.
lost. They were my upset pick last week. You're an idiot. I'm kind of done with you.
Okay, so here's my
Shame.
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 I got my this is my shame of the week. My shame of the week is I picked Old Miss to upset Bama. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I
Doesn't
thought
he-
old Lane Kiffin would give Saban a run for his money. COVID positive Saban. I'm drinking some North Dakota Sweet Crew Danite for the
What
boys.
the fuck is that?
Oh, it's got this cool recipe. It's called Fuck Off.
Shame. Idiot.
For
Dummy.
shame.
No, it's I don't know, dude. It's kind of tastes like apple.
It's kind of good.
It's appley with a mix of vinegar. Okay. All right, guys. Now that shame's out of the way, we got shame out of the way. The next part of our discussion, we got to talk about our standings.
My turn, buddy.
Every lane shame.
I need to shame it too, buddy.
Sorry. Lane, what's your shame?
Oh. Thanks.
Lane's
Thank
off
you.
the wagon. Dallas is off the wagon. The show is thriving.
Good drinking.
So my shame of the week is I keep losing bets. I'm not good at betting, apparently. I'm a degenerate. And also, I thought Rattler for Oklahoma was going to be good, and he sucks.
Didn't they
More of
just
this,
beat
eh?
Texas?
For shame. Texas.
Texas sucks.
They beat Texas in 4 overtimes, but they pulled Radler, then they put him back in, and then they put him back in and end up winning.
Pull this.
Rattler sucks. I suck, apparently. That's my shame.
Drew Locks. All
I
right.
don't know. He's been hurt.
Let's talk about next. We got Borm. Why don't you talk about the standings here a little bit?
All right, the standings. Last week's leader, your boy Jordan Newer, kind of took one in the keister. Went 7-7, dropped to third, went from first to third. Lane and Dallas been tied all year. Went 10-4. Now you guys are tied for the lead. So, what you guys are doing? You're cheating somehow, probably. Anyway, I'm within striking distance at 3 back.
How's that no faith you gave us?
And I think we can all agree you don't want me lurking behind you. Okay. CBS standings. Colton Hill, who didn't even want to play in the first place, wins the week, which proves even a blind squirrel can find a nut.
Yes.
Okay. Lane and Dally Boy tied for third overall. You guys are doing pretty good when it comes to picking.
Good job, Lane. Nice job, buddy. We got to win this
buddy.
thing.
Me and Neworth are pretty far down the list. And I'd rather not talk about it, actually. The good news is Shad and McBride taking it up the rear, which they always do. So, could be worse. Allie, what do you think?
I think it could be worse, but also you guys suck, and we all know that. I'm just happy I'm in the running. I can't believe Colton Hill's actually winning.
He's tied for first right now, or second, or something like that.
Yeah, to go off what you said, Warm, about the standings, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to be in the running. I mean, Lane, we've kind of been going on off each other's coattails. We got to overtake those guys, but it's awesome. It's a good league, and the big money's at the end of the year, so it's nice to be in the running. So,
And you didn't give us any faith earlier, Josh. So this is good that Dallas and I are breaking away.
I've been sucking ever since I said that. So lesson
Warm
learned.
kind of said we were just kind of there to just give our money up, but literally now we're in the top 5 every week, and now we're in the top 5 coming into the damn near right at the
All right.
end.
Let's move on. I don't want to hear about this.
Okay. Next is we're going to have to introduce our guest this week. And this week we're bringing in somebody. It's going to be interesting to see what she says, but she's a big Roll Tide fan, big Alabama Crimson Tide fan. Her name's Sarah Morris. She actually went to high school with Josh Borm. She's about 2 years younger, right, Josh?
Correct.
Yep, Sarah. And she's just a cool chick. She actually knows a lot about college football, but she's going to have to know a lot going into this week because Adrian came in last week at 10-4. Katie O'Boyle the week before was at 8-6. And Lexi the week before that was at 7-7. So, I mean, Adrian set the bar pretty high with 10-4. I mean, Josh, you went to high school with this chick pretty much. What do you think she's going to have to say?
Well, she's an Alabama fan, so don't expect any upsets in her picks.
Good point. And what's kind of interesting about this, too, is Jordan has a crush on her.
Confirm or deny?
Well, have you seen her? I mean, goddamn.
Lane,
Why
what do you
would you
think?
do that? Why would you do that?
I'm curious to see what she
What am I
says. I know she's
supposed to do with that scenario?
This is like R. Kelly. It's like, do you like teenage girls? And he's like, well, let's let's talk about. You just say no.
Just say no.
Ask me again. Ask me again.
Welcome back to our pick'ems here. Sarah Morris has joined us. Sarah, why don't you say a little something to the camera?
Hey,
Sarah, you are repping what kind of T-shirt is that?
Roll Tide
You're a big Tide fan, yeah. Nice.
all day, every day.
We got to start off with our upset pick of the week. And this is kind of a tough one. I wasn't sure how to go, but I'm going to go with something weird here. It's not too big of an upset, but I'm going to take Mississippi State beating Texas A&M being 21. I just think with Dak getting hurt, I like Mississippi State beating Texas A&M. So I'm going to take them. I'm going to throw my upset pick to Lane. Lane, who do you have upset of the week for?
This was kind of tough. There's a couple good games this week, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have Boston College beating Virginia Tech. It's a 10.5 spread. If anything, I think they'll cover, but I actually think that Boston College is going to do this, other than the couple of injuries they have. But that's my upset of the week. Josh, what about you?
I got the Blue Devils, my boys down in Durham. They're going to beat NC State. Got a taste of winning last week, kind of put it to Syracuse. Actually, you know what? it's not an upset pick, but I'm kicking Dallas's ass too. That's the next. Sarah, go ahead and do your upset.
My upset of the week is South Carolina over Auburn. They had an absolute trash performance last week, and being an Alabama fan, I hope they ride that out.
You hate Auburn.
War Eagle.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna throw it to the last but not least dumb shit over there, Jordan.
Great. We're off to a hot start. Cincy versus Tulsa this week. Tulsa played Oklahoma State when they were ranked, lost by 9, came out and beat a ranked UCF team by 8 last week. I think they keep the train rolling, beat Cincy. Go Golden Hurricanes.
Yeah, you and your Golden Hurricanes. All right. Next, we got our first of the weekly pick'em. We've got Clemson coming in as number 1. They're a 27-point favorite against Georgia Tech. I'm going to go ahead and roll with Clemson. Lane, how about you, buddy? Your head's been down low all night. What are you staring at?
Hershey's Kisses.
Clemson's going to win this one. Thank you, Dally. Josh, do you
You're like this all night.
Hershey's Kisses.
Yeah, Clemson's going to win, but don't be surprised if Georgia Tech covers. That's kind of what Clemson does. They get up big and just coast. So not because Georgia Tech is, within 4 touchdowns of Clemson, but they kind of pull their stars and coast. So obviously Clemson wins, but Georgia Tech might cover. Sarah, what do you think?
Clemson, obviously. I don't need a reason to back it up. So Jordan.
Sarah, who would you – hold on.
I
I have a question.
think Georgia Tech's going to surprise you and cover. I do think they'll cover. Dallas, what the hell do you have to say?
Sarah, who would you take in a date? AJ McCarron or Trevor Lawrence?
On a date?
Yeah.
Oh God, AJ. Trevor Lawrence reminds me of like a
goat?
version of Sonny from Remember the Titans, Little Sunshine.
That guy was the man.
That guy was a liability. He sucked.
That was Ryan
He was
Gosling.
bad at
That
quarterback.
was Ryan Gosling.
God,
Barry.
Dallas.
Yeah, no
Ryan
shit.
Gosling can't cover shit.
That's not the same guy.
Sunshine was the quarterback.
Anyways, let's go on the next pick.
Why don't you go watch your movies and get back to me?
Oh, I'm
Hold
sorry.
on,
I thought
no,
they
we're
played
not
2 A's
moving
in
on.
high school.
Dallas,
I was too busy actually playing high school football, not watching movies about it.
Dallas, you said something way too stupid for us to just gloss over that.
State championship, okay?
All right, whatever. Fuck everybody. All right, we're going to next game, which is Pittsburgh versus number 7 Miami. Number 7 Miami, obviously a 10.5-point favorite. I'm taking Miami. Lane Malay, who are you taking?
I'm taking Miami, and I don't think Pittsburgh's going to cover. I think Miami's got this. Josh, what about you?
Yeah, I think Miami's got to kind of bounce back here after the beatdown they took last week. I think they kind of make a statement. We're no Clemson, but we're a top 15 team. They win big. Sarah?
Miami. They lost big last week, and we all know that's not going to sit well with them. So they're going to come back big this week and definitely stick it to them. So Miami.
Not so fast. The last time Miami was a top 10 team and played Pittsburgh, they got it handed to them, and they haven't been back since. Pitt.
Good for you, Jared. Sakes. Next is Kentucky versus number 14, Tennessee. Tennessee sliding down quite a bit, but I think the Vols bounce back here. I'm taking the Vols. They're a 5.5-point favorite. Lane Malay, who do you like?
I'm not just saying this because of Jordan, but Tennessee's kind of my sleeper team. I think they're going to win. They're going to win by over 4.5. Yeah, 4.5. So
5.5.
go Tennessee. Josh, 5.5. Either way.
5.5. But yeah, I'm with you. Tennessee bounces back, wins big. You can suck it. Sarah, you're up.
Tennessee. Kentucky will definitely put up a fight, but Tennessee will come out on top. Jordan?
Well said, well said. Tennessee got humbled last week. I can't deny any of that. I watched it with a prominent Georgia fan, and, well, he can just go fuck himself. Tennessee covers this week.
How was that watching it with O'Boyle?
Well, I tell you what, in the first half, I was ready to burn my own house down. In the second half, I was about to burn my own house down.
All right.
Georgia's just good. Georgia's very, very good.
O'Boyle rules. Auburn going to the Gamecock land, South Carolina. Auburn being only 3.5-point favorite here. I don't know. This was a toughest one for me for the week, but I'm going to roll with Auburn. War Eagle, baby. Lay Malay, how you thinking here?
War Eagle. I don't think they're all that good, but I think they're better in South Carolina. Josh?
I think we all know that Auburn got pretty lucky. They got gifted a win last week. They should have turned the ball over on downs. Or that should have been a fumble. I think they know that. I think they know they've kind of been looking like shit, so they make a statement here, beat South Carolina by a couple touchdowns. Sarah?
I already said it. It's my upset of the week. South Carolina over Auburn. Go Gamecocks.
I like that pick.
Or Sarah picked Cox.
Yeah, I know. God. Oh, anyway, Jordan.
I agree with Sarah. I think South Carolina is going to come out feeling good after beating the shit out of Vandy. They've been competitive every week. Florida jumped on them at the end when they played them. I think they come out and stun Auburn, who is not near as good as they think they are.
Of course, Jordan picked Cox.
Yeah, he likes them. All right, next is Louisville going to number 5 Notre Dame. Notre Dame being a 16.5-point favorite. Nobody's beating the Fighting Irish this time of year. I'm taking Notre Dame. Lane, how about you? That's for you, Luke Powers. I love you, buddy.
As much as I hate Luke Powers right now, I got to go with Notre Dame on this one. I think Louisville's garbage. They're not very good. Notre Dame's playing good. And like you said, Dallas, they don't lose this time of year. It's when games become a little more important, they decide to choke. But until then, Notre Dame's going to win this one. Josh?
Notre Dame's going to get exposed. I don't know when it's going to be. Maybe it's this week. I think they beat Louisville, but Louisville covers just like maybe the worst team on the planet, Florida State, covered last. Louisville stays within 17. Sarah?
Shout out to Luke Powers. I'm going Fighting Irish. Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm going Notre Dame outright. I think Ian Book's going to be the best player on the field, and there's no way they don't rebound after being that bad against Florida State. That was awful to watch. That was truly
they are.
Ugh,
They're not good.
that was bad. That
That
was real
was-
bad.
You know, let's let them into the playoff. Let's see what happens.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
You know
They
what's
lose when
Derrick
it's
Henry
important.
can come back and murder them. Jesus.
All right, our next game is Duke at North Carolina State. North Carolina State only 4.5-point favorite here, but I'm rolling North Carolina State. Lay Malay.
North Carolina State. Sorry, Josh. Your turn.
9-10 miles down the road, you got to hate these guys. Duke gets up for this game, wins it. Duke win the upset. Sarah, what do you got?
Just because I hate Bourne and hate Duke. I'm going NC State. Jordan?
Good pick. NC State outright.
I love it, Jerry. Good pick, Biddy. Next game is one of my favorite teams in college football, Ole Miss. They're playing the Razorbacks out of Arkansas. Ole Miss, a 3.5-point favorite. Of course, I'm taking them. Eli Manning's old squad. I'm taking Ole Miss. Lane, who do you like?
Take Ole Miss on this too. I do think Arkansas got screwed last week, but Ole Miss is going to take this one. Josh?
Yeah, Arkansas has been really surprising for how bad everybody kind of thought they were going to be. Good for them, but Ole Miss's offense is too much. Sarah?
I think Arkansas is going to pull off the upset. Like, they're going to hit their upset and then suck the rest of the season, but they're going to hit their peak, and I think it's going to be against Ole Miss. Jordan?
Speaking of suck, Jordan, you're up.
Well done. Well played. I think Ole Miss is going to come out, and I think they're going to cover. I think them coming out and playing with Bama like that, which they do most. I think that's just a confidence thing. And shout out to Sam Pittman, just being an O-line coach and getting Arkansas to look remotely reasonable. They've been so bad for like 5 years.
They're okay.
They were fucking awful with the last dude, the old Clemson OC.
We got to move it to the SEC. We've got Texas A&M playing Mississippi State. This was my upset of the week. I'm taking Mississippi State. Lay Malay.
I think Texas A&M is going to win this one. I think it could be an upset, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Texas A&M wins this one. Josh?
Hey, Mississippi State scored 2 points last week, which means their offense scored 0. So Lane Kiffin can only score on Bo Pelini, which makes sense. I think A&M rolls big. Sarah, what do you got?
I agree with Warm for once. A&M wins big on this one. Jordan?
You say Lane Kiffin can only score on
Did I say Lane
Mike-
Kiffin? Mike Leach.
Mike
Sorry.
Leach, you half pint.
Ooh,
But
that was
I agree with
egregious.
you. 0 points on offense for Mike Leach. I'm sure
Yeah,
he's getting
Wonder
sorry.
why you
after the
last
guys.
in the standings.
Yeah, he's getting
I'll-
after the guys.
I'll just deal with
Texas.
that now.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. Yeah, that Lane Kiffin at Mississippi State.
You knew what I meant.
The Egg Bowl. Can't wait.
All right, we've got Virginia. We're going to switch it to the ACC. Virginia playing Wake Forest. I'm going with Sweet Virginia. Virginia beating Wake Forest. Lay Malay, who you like?
I got Virginia as well. I think they're going to win this one, and I think they're going to win outright. Josh?
Cavs basketball school, but they're a tough football team. They're better than Wake Forest. They win. Sarah?
Yeah, I'm going Wake Forest. I don't have a reason. I just got a feeling. So, Jordan.
I'm right there with you. I don't know why I'm picking them, but I'm picking Wake Forest.
I don't know why. I just got a feeling.
I know why you're picking them, Jordan.
I think I know why, too.
The pretty lady said so.
The pretty ladies. Casey Musgrave said we got to pick them. All right.
Write
Boston-
it down before you forget, drunkie.
I'm not drunk. You're drunk. Boston College is playing
That's-
Virginia Tech, number 19. I'm going to go with VTech. They're a 10.5-point favorite. Lay Malay, who do you like in this one, Betty?
This was my upset of the week. I have Boston College beating Virginia Tech, and I'm sticking with it. Josh?
I think that's a good pick. It wouldn't surprise me if it happens. I think Virginia Tech wins. Boston College covers. It's going to be a close game, just like Boston College played Carolina pretty close. Sarah, what do you got?
Boston College is coming up on football, but they're basketball and a hockey and lacrosse team for sure. So I'm going Virginia Tech.
I'm going Enter Sandman, Virginia Tech, with Boston College is going to cover. They like to throw it around the yard this year. I think they'll keep up with them.
Just like Sam Howell.
Sam
All right,
Howell's pretty
now
damn good.
we're going to go to our game of the week. We've got the Georgia Bulldogs playing Sarah's Alabama Crimson and Tide. I'm going Roll Down Tide just because our girl likes them. And I think they come out big with Saban getting sick and stuff with COVID. But I'm going with Tide. I'm taking the 3.5 or 5.5, excuse me. Lay Malay, who do you like?
This is going to be one of the more exciting football games we'll see. I love Alabama. I love Mac Jones. I do think, though, with Saban getting COVID and all that, I think Georgia is going to win this game. I got Georgia. Sorry. Josh?
Dogs win. I think the Crimson Tide got exposed a little bit last week. And Georgia, it took them a half against Arkansas to figure out if we can run the ball against literally anyone, including the entire NFC South. They run the ball, and Bama can't stop it. I just don't see a way. Georgia's defense hangs on. Georgia wins the game. Sarah, I think we know where you're going with this, but what do you got?
To contain Najee Harris, I don't even think they'll be able to touch him, especially after last week. He's riding a confident note and he's riding high. And it's going to be hard for that Georgia defense to contain him. So, all damn day, Roll Tide. Jordan?
Say this, Georgia comes into this game with a humbling front seven. A defense that Alabama will have trouble, I think, running the ball at first. But then when you have Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith on these sides of you, I think they're going to be just fine, Nick Saban or not. This is Mac Jones coming out party. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide, baby.
Awesome. I love it. Hell yeah. Good for you, dude. All right, Sarah, we would like to thank you for coming on to the show. Greatly appreciated. For Josh Borm, Lane Malay, Jared Neuwirth, and our guest speaker, Sarah Morris, Dallas Hanson here signing off for the People's Game Day Experience.